And I think she took it the wrong way and she was expecting more from me. And I didn't realize she was hitting on me, actually.
I didn't know that she was hitting on me. It's funny because what he says right here, he contradicts it later on, but we'll get there. At this moment in time though, let's just continue with where this conversation went, because goddamn.
But did she know you were in a relationship?
You know, I'm quiet with my personal life.
I know, you're very private.
So you're telling me that you was entertaining a woman, you didn't think that she was hitting on you, but yet she thought that you were single, but you didn't think that she was hitting on you. Sometimes when people lie, they just don't realize that they're making things worse for themselves.
But I think that needs to be clear. You're not single. Hearing Juan didn't tell this other woman about me makes me feel terrible. I mean,
You know what though? But I can't even defend you though, Jessica, because you know his line of work. You know what he does. If anything, I would love to know if when you two met, how he behaved. If anything, you probably have an insight on exactly how he behaves and how he approaches women and how he entertains them. It's just that, you know, you two just ended up being together all of a sudden, right? So really and truly, did she actually expect him to tell another woman that he's got a partner without her? And I know this sounds crazy, right? But she knows his line of work. She knows what brings in the money. So in reality, a conversation should have been had where she should have been like, listen, obviously I know what you do and how it works. So I just got to know, like, are you ever going to tell people at work that you've got a woman that you're planning to marry, and you know that, well, now that's even pregnant with your child? Like, are you going to do that? Or is it something that you can't do because it might, you know, jeopardize your job or whatever, right? Because if she had had this conversation with him earlier on, well, then they wouldn't be where they are now, in a situation where they're now going to bring a child into this world, given the fact that their relationship isn't even stable. We continue. But hey, make sure you like the video though. Don't mess about.
She found out I was in a relationship when she tried to get something from me and I didn't want to.
I mean, bro, do you even believe what you're saying?
I just need you to trust me. I haven't cheated on you and I won't cheat on you no matter what.
It's a bit of a sticky one if you ask me, because there's a lot of things that he's saying right now that for me personally aren't really adding up. That says that he's telling the truth. I think to be honest with you, he should just be honest. He should be like, listen, babe, to be honest with you, yeah, I did fool around with this woman, but I didn't really know where we was going, to be honest with you. Oh, no, hold on a minute. That's a lie, isn't it? Because he would have cheated on her at some point when they agreed to try for a child. She's already pregnant. And in real time, she's not giving birth. But she was pregnant at this time, which means that these events have happened around that time. Oh. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho. But you know what though? We haven't even got down to the nitty gritty of where I generally believe he really exposed the fact that he did cheat. We're going to get there.
I don't want you to be able to do your job, but I want you to just do your job. Like, make it clear you're not interested in anything.
This is when it all starts to go downhill.
And I'll do my best because you know that how you get the money, you need to basically flirt.
Which
You see what I'm saying? So he's admitting that he was definitely flirting with her though, because at first he was a bit like, I don't know what gave her the impression that I was interested. Well, if you was flirting with her, that means you gave her the impression. You see how he contradicted himself now? And it's crazy because Jessica would have known that, right?
is fine, a little bit of flirting. But if you're asked if you have a girlfriend, I mean, your answer needs to be yes.
Which means less money, but...
Bingo! Bingo! At first, he didn't want to tell people that he had a girlfriend because, well, he's a private person. Now he doesn't want to tell people, but now it's, oh no, but I wasn't telling people because it's less money. You know what's so crazy? Well, the fact that he looks sideways as well. As soon as he says it, he looks sideways. In fact, most of the time he says a lot of things. He's saying he's sideways. He can't even look at dead in the face because he knows that he's lying.
Money's not worth that to me.
But then I go back to the conversation that I had a second ago that I just said about the fact is though, she already knew what he was in. She already knew his line of work. So really and truly, she should have had a conversation with him before that. But the problem with Jessica is that she found a man. She was, oh, I like him. You know what? let me see if I can get him to basically be with me. And I hands down believe that she purposely wanted to trap him by, you know, a suggestion that they have a baby, to be honest with you. I generally think that was a way of her, you know, I'm pretty sure she's been pregnant now for about 2 months, I believe. That's what she said. You see what I'm saying? So it's not really a situation where you can defend one. You can't defend Jessica because both of them are acting like clowns. That is just the grand scheme of it. I mean, listen, tell me otherwise.
There are things that are more important than money, and his fiance's sanity is one of them.
And I 100% agree, but like I said, this is what happens when you don't have a good conversation in your relationship. Do you know what I mean? If you're not having a good conversation, your communication is poor with your partner, well then these are the things that happen. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I feel like if he did cheat, shame on him. But at the same time, Jessica knew who she was getting in a relationship with, and she didn't put her foot down properly. And I'm not saying that that gives him the whole pass or an excuse, not at all. But we got to be realistic here. In this world that we're living, a lot of people will legit find an easy way to be like, I mean, he could literally sit there and be like, listen, but this is my line of work. He could sit there and say that. And it's not a matter of him being right. It's the matter of like, we got to look at the job titles that people have these days, right? For earning money. You know what I mean? Need I say more? People making money nowadays, a whole lot of money by legit just being naked. You dig what I'm saying? And that's on all platforms if I do so say myself. So really and truly, you know, he could easily be like, well, but you knew what I was coming into. You knew what I did. In fact, you was actually a part of it because how we met was me entertaining you the way I entertain every single one of these goddamn women. Difference is you and I decided to actually make it official, which is okay with me, but you know how I make my monies, babes? I mean, honestly, if I'm him, I'll be like, well, you saying this to me is like me asking a stripper to not strip, or me asking a woman that likes to sleep for money to not do it, or a woman that likes to earn money from online doesn't do it, or asking a guy that's you see what I'm saying? The way he could flip it though is actually quite mad, because that'll be on some next hella manipulative wavelength. But either way though, the matter of the fact is though, Jessica put herself in a position where she did not communicate where she should have personally, but at the same time, one, put himself in a position where he decided to be with someone and also have a child with that person, so therefore he should have got his priorities in the right place anyway. It was really and truly, she had never really got himself situated with someone that, you know, he wasn't even ready to fully actually commit to, and that's just the reality of it. You see what I'm saying? So they're both wrong, but if we're going to pick a side of who's wrong the most, it's definitely Juan, because Juan could have easily had the conversation with her too, to be honest with you. He could easily been like, listen, but you do know that this is what I do, so, you know, I'm going to have to flirt with him, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that he didn't bring it up is even a bigger problem, because that means in his mind, he's like, well, we ain't spoke about it, so I can keep doing what I got to do. There's women out here, I understand. So this woman, I would love for this woman, wait, they don't do a tell-all for Love and Paradise, do they? From what I remember, they don't do a tell-all. But if they did, if they do, this woman needs to appear. That would be very, very interesting. That goddamn shame we don't know her name. I would have tracked her down and I'd have been like, hey, you want to do an interview with me, please? I got some questions. But either way, though, you guys let me know what you're thinking down below and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, sub, and of course,